Welcome to Blue Glasses Math. In this podcast, we will explore how our self-perception as math teachers and learners influences our approach to life. Whether you identify as a math enthusiast or not, this podcast is for you. Are you a teacher, a parent, a school administrator, or a student? Join me as we shift our perspective on what it means to be a math person. Let's take a look. Awesome. I'm so excited that you're here. So today on Blue Glasses Math, we are pulling back the curtain. I started thinking, we had this conversation a couple months ago about people kind of need, I think sometimes people need to know the behind the scenes. And the funny thing is that last night, my husband and I were talking about this. He's like, I love the behind the scenes episodes. I'm like, you do? And he's like, I'm like, well, what do you want to know? And he's like, well, I just want to know how it all comes together and some of the authenticity about it. So yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So for the listeners, I just want to introduce Kate. So Kate Rolland, I suck at last names. Kate okay. Rolland.
You don't have to say it very often.
I know. It's just like Kate. Yeah. All right. So behind the scenes, Kate came to me. Well, Kate and I met you and I met in a women's community a coaching community that we were in. And I was working on the podcast, and our fearless leader, the coach of our community, I reached out to her and I said, I'm at capacity. I've got this podcast. It's rolling. I've got people who want to be guests on this podcast. I've got 2 or 3 jobs. I'm doing all these things. And what do I do? I need help. And she said, reach out to Kate. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I reached out to Kate and I was like, and I literally just vomited everything on you. I was like, I need help with this and this and this. And so you came in and I knew that I could trust you right away because I knew you. But also I just feel like you hit the ground running, helping me to almost like you're my producer, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's like our coach recommended me, and this is not my area of expertise per se, but I'm just a doer, and she kind of saw that in me where I'm like, well, I'm a web designer, but then she was like, yeah, but you do all this other stuff. And so that was really a beautiful part of me kind of finding that too, to expand my offerings and do more than just design websites. And that's really been kind of a perfect marriage there. So,
and isn't it so interesting when you have somebody else's perspective to be we kind of get ourselves in this tunnel, I am an XYZ, right?
Right.
And then it could be I am a stay-at-home mom, which I was for a long time. Mm-hmm. Or it could be, I am I don't know, whatever. Fill in the blank. But then when you start opening yourself up to listening to what somebody else sees in you, which Heather saw in you, and was able to connect the two of us so that, because she knew that I was at capacity and she knew that I had a problem that you could fix.
Right. And that's what it's all about, really. It's finding what you need.
Yeah. Totally. So I've been recording this podcast on Zoom, and for a long time. And the listeners may not understand how funny this is, but oh my gosh, I was recording it on Zoom, and then I was downloading it to GarageBand. And I was literally, and I had somebody who helped. He's coming on the podcast too. I had somebody to help me, teach me how to break, edit using the the wavelengths. I mean, I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
Yeah, the GarageBand, all the tracks and
the tracks. Yes.
Yeah,
and the intro and the outro and all the things. And I'm like, we were talking before we hit record. We were talking about how I could do all these things. I YouTubed it. He taught me. I figured it out. But it was taking me so many hours that was taking me away from doing the work that fills me up, which is connecting with people and talking about math and teaching and learning. And I needed somebody to come in and help me. So so then I try to remember, did you come in when I was still using Zoom, or we transitioned quickly to GarageBand?
To Riverside. So
No,
you were doing Zoom, and I think we kept doing that. But you had a bunch of older episodes that were kind of sitting.
That's right.
And so that was what I came in, and I kind of got those all ready and scheduled. And then we took a little break, remember?
Yes.
And but that was when I said, well, this might be a good time to transition to Riverside, and then you transitioned to Riverside after those old episodes were recorded.
Right. Okay. Yes. Right. Because I had this backlog. That's why I reached out to you.
Yeah.
Now, thank you for. I like wiped that from my memory. It's like that never happened. I literally had
only
like.
remember the good stuff.
I mean, for the guests who are listening, I'm hoping some of them hear this because they're probably like, I recorded this episode with Pam Brett like so long ago, and like, why is it not coming out? And like, the reason why it was coming out is because like I just couldn't, I could never like catch up.
Right.
And then I said something to you at one point. I was like, well, I don't know. I was like, you know what I was honestly worried about? I was worried about spending the money.
Yeah.
I was worried about spending the money, investing in getting help. And for the listeners, like, it doesn't matter what the problem is. It could be, dog walking, laundry, I don't know, whatever the thing is, it's bugging you in your life, it's taking forever. Like, it's not going to kill you to open your wallet, and because actually what's going to happen is going to make you feel lighter. I think one of my word for this year is lighter. I think I'm still trying to figure out what my word is for this year, and
it's so funny because I personally, like, I support other business owners and I do all the behind the scenes, and it's like the house cleaner needs a house cleaner type of thing. Like, yes. I resisted it forever. I'm like, this is what I do. Why would I hire somebody to do my stuff? Yeah. So I literally 2 months ago was like, my website is completely outdated. All of my portfolio stuff is sitting in a folder, like the same stuff, because I'm working on all of my client work. And, you just let the other stuff go. And so I finally hired someone, and I was like, now I can put this out there. But it's just really funny, it's like, even if you just do one small little thing to just get started, it doesn't have to be like, a year contract or something.
Totally. And that's how I put it. I was like, okay, like if Kate, and I think when I first hired you, which is kind of funny because the same reason why I hired my boxing coach, which is a whole nother story, was like, I'm just going to get me through this rough patch, right? Let's just get me through this rough patch. And then I'll take over again. And I think I tried that. Yeah, that's exactly. I tried that and I was like, this is not working. I need Kate.
Yeah.
And
But I was fully, when we finished, it was like, yep, that was great. That's what she hired me for. And then I was thinking, this is pretty doable. She's fine. Like, she'll be great. And I think you even said your son might help you or something like that. But I'm so glad that you came back.
And then as soon as we like hit the ground with like you coming more consistently with me, this is the message I want to really point out, is that I was able to hit the ground running, right? Then it was like podcast guest after guest after guest. And it was like I was not afraid anymore to be like, well, actually, I don't have spots for like the next 3 months, And it wasn't that I didn't have spots for the next 3 months. It was just that there was no way I was going to be able to do all the work in between.
Right.
So
now it's like you do the recording and then the rest is done.
Yes, exactly. So, So that's exactly what happens here on Blue Glasses I have amazing conversations with these like fantastic math educators, and then it all goes over to Kate, and then Kate just takes care of the rest. Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And all of my social media. I mean, that was the other thing, like social media. I mean, I was like occasionally posting on socials, and then I started talking myself out of like, maybe social media isn't so important. And then I'm like, but I wanted it, right? I had this need. And then you came in and you were like, you had all these great, let's talk about how the social media came to be. Like, I think I was just on Instagram, maybe, and Blue Sky a little bit.
Yeah. And then you weren't posting on the other platforms.
Yeah,
really much at all.
Yeah, and then I do dislike Facebook, so I'm like, okay, so it needs to be 3 platforms, and so then we just started, and then we started using AI. Yeah. Right. We will, full disclosure, like AI is our godsend, right? Because
it helps with, if you can use it. There's the whole piece. It does take time, and it does take refinement. And I think having to not take care of it, like if you had to do it, it would probably take a lot longer.
Yes.
Whereas if I can do it, send it to you, and you can tweak a few things, then it's like, I don't know. How does that feel for you? Like,
it's great. Like the magic was when you set up so I had already like trained in ChatGPT. Like I had a trained whatever, what do you call it?
Like your voice.
Custom GPT with
Custom,
my voice. Yeah, my voice, like the style of my voice, not my actual voice, but the style of my voice.
Right.
We have to be careful now because now it could do it for me, and I'm like, this is truly me. This is not. I'm not like a chat bot, whatever. This is a real person behind this screen. But yeah, like the style of my voice, the style of what I thought the audience wanted to hear, and then I handed it over to you, and the magic happened for me when I realized how valuable this relationship was when you trained it so that it would spit it out in a spreadsheet, right? So every social has its own column. Mm-hmm. And then underneath that column, it has the posts, the 3 posts that we do each week. And I'm like, there was no copying pasting on our end, or at least not on my end. I don't know if you did a little bit. Like a little bit. But it wasn't like me having to copy and paste every line into the schedule. That's what I mean. Like
for me, it was just copying the chart, putting it in, sliding it up, and for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. And the other thing that you do for me, honestly, and this is why I said I feel like sometimes you're my project manager. You're like, it's Thursday, and podcast comes out on Wednesday, so it's Thursday or it's Friday, and I don't have an episode from you yet, or can you approve this or can you approve that? And I'm like, yeah. So that to me just like keeps me on track, and I know I want to be better about that in 2026. And I keep saying that, but God, if I didn't have you, I don't know what I would do. The podcast wouldn't be going. Like it just would be like once a month or something like that. Yeah. So I really appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
So let's talk about your. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I appreciate you too because I've learned so much from working with you, and also just someone who gets it and just so aligned. You know, I know that we met in the coaching program, but just I feel like if I have an idea, I can like send it to you and not worry that you're going to be, have an ego about it. Like you're totally open to listening to ideas and it's just such a great relationship.
Thank you. And I trust you as a thought partner. I really do. And I think like just what you just said, I think what we've learned from our community, and I just think by our natures of who we are as humans, we jive so well together because of our personalities, and we're so authentic with one another. Like, if I'm having a week where I'm like, dude, it's not happening this week. Like, I don't have anything for social. You're like, okay, no problem. We're just going to go back and we're going to find some things that are already in the can, and something, maybe we're going to repeat something or repost something that was popular. And and I'm like, okay. And I don't feel like, I'm letting you down.
No. Yeah, no, it's totally a back and forth. And then like me getting sick like for a whole week. I was like,
right before Christmas.
It happened to align with when you weren't like, going. So I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
God. And even if it had, it's not a big deal. It's not like we're, not like we're saving lives here. I mean, we are, but.
Perspective, right?
Perspective.
We really, I love my clients overall. It's just like perspective. Like everybody just gets it, It's so nice.
It's so fun to find people that you can work with like that. So let's talk about, so I have a website. You did not design my website, but that's the main thing you do. You're a website designer. So let's talk about what you do.
Right. So I am a web designer, and I also, what I was saying, is just other people kind of seeing what you can do. And I, throughout, when you first start, you're doing whatever anybody wants. So it's like, I don't need a website. I need a landing page. I don't need it. Can you set up my mailing system? So over the last couple of years, I've just kind of morphed into web design and business support. And so I think what happens is a lot of business owners, you could do it yourself. I mean, anybody can build a quick little website. I mean, there's so much now with ChatGPT and AI. I mean, every web design platform says we'll build your website,
So exactly.
As easy as that sounds, it's just, people, women business owners for the most part, approach me when their systems are no longer fully serving them, or they're half finished, or they have all these, like, they took this course and this person uses this platform and they took that course and they watched this video. And so now they have all these like different tools that don't necessarily speak to each other very well, but they don't want to burn it all down and like rebuild. They just want someone to, you know, look at the full picture and then go in and be like, okay, this is what we have to do. And that's basically, I think, my biggest strong point that will set me aside from like other just web designers, is that it's like a holistic approach. And you don't need to burn it all down. You don't need to like wipe out your old website and completely build a new one. Usually, I mean, sometimes people are like, nope, let's start fresh, you know? So that's kind of, in a big picture, that's sums up what I do.
Yeah. And when you said use the word business support, I'm like, yeah, that's really what you do. I mean, that's right. Because you looking at the whole picture and like reducing overwhelm, right? Yeah. Like just helping you feel more confident online, but also like reducing that overwhelm, which is so important.
Well, and I mean, a lot of those things that are happening in the back end are super important to things going smoothly. I mean, when people sign up for something, they want an automated email. Yes. They want the link that works. And they, you know, like, and yes, it's doable, but it will eat hours and hours of someone's time if they're not used to it. So it's just, certain things are easier for certain people. And so why not reduce that overwhelm so you don't have to do it all? You know, you could even just hire somebody to do it for a month, get your systems in place, and then you're good.
Yeah, totally. I just saw a post on Instagram the other day. It was one of those things where like, comment this word and then we'll send you the thing. Right. And that person did not have their automation set up and people were like vicious in the comments. And I'm like, first of all, I mean, give this person a break. Like, come on. Like you didn't get your free PDF about how to start your new year, whatever it was. And right. Like, come on. But all I thought about was like, oh, if this person had Kate.
This like the back. Seriously, it's just, exactly. Yeah.
Just set up the back end. That's one of the things one of the things on my list for 2026 is the mailing list, right? Because
we started that whole thing where we created the QR code for your presentation and got people to sign up. And next step is adding more emails to that.
Adding more emails, getting it going. Yeah, getting the mailing list going. Because and like also you help me feel like my puppy's like on the floor making noises, so sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I don't know if you can hear her.
I closed my doors so that my kitten wouldn't be like, we have this new kitten and he's just, oh my gosh.
He just wants to be with you all the time.
Yeah, he's so cute.
That's so cute. I know. It's like, I mean, this is real life. People, my friends and family over break were like, where's your studio? I'm like, it's in my house. I mean, I'm not renting office space. I mean, some people might have to do that or want to do that. I'm like, for me, it's so fun to just be here. And sometimes my teenagers walk in and it's like, whatever, Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah. So we kind of talked about like common problems that you see that business owners struggle with. And I think, you brought up earlier, like you really listen to their pain points. So like, what's the process when somebody starts to work with you? Like, how do you, right? Somebody reaches out to Kate.
Yeah. And so I have a suite of services that I offer, and that's available on my website. You could see below Indruk Design, INDRUK design.com. And so there's just a full suite of services with web design, business support. And my most recent offering that I've created is actually for the specific need of business owners that are at that breaking point in their business and they just feel really overwhelmed. And that's at my website, indrukdesign.com/reset. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a website and systems reset. So it's like, the first step is we get on a call and I just listen to what they're saying. And we look at all of their processes and systems and everything that they're using. And then we usually just hear what they need. I take from that call, look at everything, and then come back with a proposal of what I think would work for them. And then we go from there. And usually there's like, I'll have like the whole package. This is what we can do. Or if you just want to get started, this is what you can do. So there's always options and there's always levels. You know, like you were saying, people don't want to invest too much right away. And I understand that. So I build trust first. And we usually start with like a smaller project and then move on. But, you know, sometimes they're like, yes, do it all, take it. So it depends on who, you know, what they need, who they are, and what their desires are. So
yeah, and I love it. I love that you called it a reset. Right?
Yeah.
Just like hit the reset button, right? And this is like the perfect time of the year. Like reset button.
Yeah.
Call Kate.
Yeah.
And I feel like I kind of tiptoed into the reset. Like you said, like you had one little project.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
Because I know you've even said there's some other things you want to do, but you have to do what's right for you and what feels right. And there's never any pressure, because I don't want to work with anyone that's not aligned. And I just, you know, I'm at that point where I know who's a good fit, and they know if I'm a good fit, and if we're not, then, you know, best wishes. I really, really will not pressure you to book with me.
Yeah, because it's got to feel aligned. Amazing. Yeah. Okay, so you already mentioned people can reach you at your website, indirect.design.com. Perfect. Awesome. And there's like a form that they can fill out, and there's a contact form on. So if you just want to kind of dip your toe in, you can fill out the contact form, and then I'll get back to you by email. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in behind the curtain. I don't know. I feel like we could talk about so much more, but I'm gonna, you know, it's New Year's week. And yeah. Any good New Year's resolutions?
That's
Sorry,
a good
putting you on the spot.
To start journaling again. So I journaled really religiously, and you know, from the community, that was like one of the big things, writing. And I had this one day where I was like, okay, I need to release all of this. Like I did. And I burned all of my journals, all the old journals.
You burned
because
them.
I was like, and it was just like a cleansing, like. But since I did that, I haven't written in one again. So I'm like, I just bought a journal, and I'm gonna start writing in it again.
Okay,
you can hold me to it.
I will definitely hold you to it. Yeah, that's something I need to pick up again in the new year too, because I need to like get my ideas down, right? And I feel like I spend a lot of time journaling on my phone. Like there's a journal app on here, but then I don't know. I think that the art of writing really makes a difference.
It really does for me.
Pen and paper.
It's just that pen and paper, and not too much pressure. Like just 5 minutes a day.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Yeah,
5 minutes a day. That's all we need. Well, Happy New Year, Kate, and thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
This is going to be an exciting 2026. Fun. There's a lot of exciting things happening, and
yeah. I'm Pam Brett. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Blue Glasses Math. Please follow me wherever you get your podcasts, and follow along on the conversation on Instagram. And remember, being a math person is all just a matter of perspective.